All right, so if you've got an athlete that is crushing the low rings and the progression that you've learned at the CrossFit level 1 or that you've probably seen online, but they're not yet ready for the high rings, but they're still working on that strict muscle up, as you probably heard in your level 1, there's some ways to make this harder. One being walking the feet out in front of the rings. That makes it a little bit more challenging because we're getting less contribution from the legs, more work from the arms. We can make the rings higher. That's another thing that we can do. But here's another 2-step progression that we can do to make this more challenging, but start to mimic that high ring strict muscle up. So what we're gonna have our athlete do is go down, and from here, he's gonna have his toes slightly curled under, but you notice that his knees and shins are on the ground here. From here, he's gonna find his false grip, he's going to lean back, and he's gonna do his muscle up from this position. So pull into his sternum and then transitioning through. That moves at the angle that we see with the strict muscle up when we get to the high rings, and so that starts to make it feel a little bit closer to what we'll see on the high rings and be a little bit more challenging. If your athlete's able to do this like Christian can, the next thing we're going to do is as he gets down in that bottom position, instead of having his toes curled, he's actually gonna go full on his shins. You guys will notice that he's now sitting on his feet. His feet are flat, the tops of his feet are on the ground. From there, it's gonna be the same thing, same false grip. He leans back, he's gonna pull to his sternum, and then transition through. If you see him kind of flop forward, we can scoot up just a little bit. So on this next one, let's do the same thing, just up a hair. Nice, knuckles together and pull to your sternum. There we go, and that's gonna be closer to what we see with the high ring. If we take this drill and we start to raise the rings higher and higher, once again, we're gonna get less contribution from the legs. We're gonna be moving at an angle that we see on the high rings, and this is gonna help work our athlete towards that strict muscle up that they're after.